Robert Schmidt, N0NYY, November 0 November Yankee Yankee. I am located in Evans, Colorado, and I will be net control for tonight's NCARC TechNet. The purpose of the TechNet is to enlighten amateur radio operators on topics of a technical nature. We will do our best to answer any technical questions to benefit all listening. If a subject has never been clear to you, this is an excellent opportunity to find an answer. If anyone feels they have information that will help regarding that subject, please give your call sign or throw your suffix in there, and net control will call on you. This net may be interrupted at any time for emergency or priority traffic. If you need to use the system for an emergency during the net, please say break, give your call sign or your suffix. We will acknowledge you and suspend the net until you advise that you are clear. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? Please call now. Hearing none, all licensed amateur radio operators with privileges on the 70 centimeter band are encouraged to check into the net. We always encourage club membership, but it is not required for participation in the net. Check-ins are requested to count participation, and no checkout is required. This is N0NYY, net control for tonight's NCARC TechNet. Really, I do speak English. It helps when you're net control. When checking in, please give your call sign slowly. I have to write this all down, and I don't write super fast, at least not so I can read it. Please give your call sign alphabetically, N0NYY. Then again, using the ITU phonetic alphabet, November 0, November Yankee, Yankee, for example, along with your name and location. When checking in, please state if you have a topic you would like to discuss. I will take check-ins tonight in groups of 3. When I have acknowledged the first group of 3, I will move on to the next group of 3. If I acknowledge 3 and you tried to check in and you do not hear your call sign, that means you doubled and you lost. Please just try again on the next group of 3. I am going to start by asking if there's anyone on Echolink that would like to check in. Echolink participants only. Please call net control now. Speaking of Echolink, I will ask for check-ins from Echolink again in a few more minutes. I want to let everyone know, most people know, some people may not know, that in order for someone to check in on Echolink or to talk on Echolink, the repeater has to drop out completely. Not only the courtesy beep, but the squelch tail afterwards, because as long as the repeater is keyed up, Echolink people cannot get into the repeater, so we have to let it drop completely for them. All right, I will start taking check-ins from participants with call suffixes, alpha through Mike. Alpha through Mike. Please call now. Again, speak a little bit slowly so I can write it down as we go. Thank you.
This is N0EMP, November 0, Echo Mike Papa, Greg in Fort Collins with Debbie, K0DBE, Kilo 0, Delta Bravo Echo, no traffic.
This is W0KJM, Whiskey 0, Kilo Juliet Mike, Kyle in Fort Collins with no traffic.
All right, we'll pause there. Net acknowledges N0EMP, good evening, Greg. K0DBE, Debbie, howdy. And W0KJM, Kyle, you made it. Good job. Next 3 check-ins, please. Suffixes, alpha through Mike only at this time.
Kilo 0, Mike Lima Golf. K0MLG Marty near Wellington with some traffic.
This is KF0GQH, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Golf Quebec Hotel, Kent in Wellington, no traffic.
Okay,
this
we'll pause there. K0MLG,
KF0LBS, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Lima Delta Sierra, Norval in Lakewood.
Anyone else like to check in?
I've also got KF0LAV.
Please call now.
That's Kilo Foxtrot 0, Lima Alpha Victor. She's in here with me as well.
KF0LAV, your name and location, please?
That would be Lakewood as well. And Laura.
Alrighty, I copied Lakewood. I did not copy your name. You sounded like you keyed and started talking at the same time. What was your name? One more time, KF0LEV.
That would be Laura.
Roger, thank you. Okay, can we next check-ins with suffixes Alpha through Mike. Please call now.
November 0 Delta, November Yankee, Ibart Jim in Fort Collins.
Kilo Delta 0 Echo X-Ray Victor Brian Greeley.
This is K0AZA Kilo 0 Alpha Zulu Alpha, Ron in Fort Collins, no traffic.
All right, we'll pause there. Net recognizes N0DNY, KD0EXV, and K0AZA. Do we have any other check-ins with suffixes Alpha through Mike? Please call now. Again, we're going 3 at a time, please.
This is AE0CF Alpha Echo 0 Charlie Foxtrot Ben Fort Collins.
Okay, AE0CF. Ben, gotcha. Somebody doubled with Ben. Doubling station. Go again, please. That was the doubling station. Trying again. There was no copy. Try again. Okay, we will open up to all suffixes, Alpha through Zulu. Again, 3 at a time. Who's next, please?
This is KB0YDN, Kilo Bravo 0 Yankee Delta November, Eric, Pinewood Lake with traffic.
This is KF0KOX, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Kilo Oscar X-Ray, Dennis and Greeley, no traffic.
KD0YOP,
Kilo 5 UB, Bill and Livermore, no traffic.
Fort Collins.
Okay, take a break there. KE0YOB, what was your name and location? We had to double there.
That's Kilo Delta 0 Yankee Oscar Papa, Scott in Fort Collins.
Thank you, Scott. And that also recognizes KF0KOX and KB0YDN, station that doubled with Scott. Go again, please.
W5VV, Whiskey 5 Victor Victor, Bill and Livermore, no traffic.
W5VV, got you, Bill, thank you. And any other stations wishing to check in at this time? We will take the next group of 3.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 0, Delta Victor Echo. This is Kari in Nunn, Colorado.
This is AE3TB, Alpha Echo 3, Tango Bravo, Tom in Wellington, no traffic.
W2MIC, Whiskey 2, Mike India Charlie, Mark Loveland.
Okay, we'll pause there. Matt would like to acknowledge KF0DVE, AE3TB, W2MIC. Any other stations, please call now. We'll go 3 at a time.
Kilo Echo 0, Uniform Foxtrot Delta, Scott in Windsor.
This is 0, Lima Echo Echo, Kim LEE, Lee in Greeley.
KM6VAY, Steve, Fort Collins.
Okay, that recognizes KE0UFD as a K0LEE. Lee, am I missing a letter in your prefix?
No, you got it right. Just K0LEE.
All right, and the last station that checked in after Lee, can I have your call sign alphabetically, then phonetically, and your name and location, please?
KM6VAY, Kilo Mike 6, Victor Alpha Yankee, Steve, Fort Collins.
Okay, I got you, Steve. Just for your information, that was a little fast to write. That's why I missed it and got the repeat. Kilo Mike 6, Victor Alpha Yankee. Thank you. All right, next group of 3. Please call now.
KL7KUX, Jared and Cheyenne.
Okay, Jared, can I get your call sign alphabetically and phonetically, please?
Kilo Lima 7, Kilo Uniform X-Ray.
Lima 7, Kilo Uniform X-Ray. Thanks, Jared. And you said Cheyenne, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Excellent, got it. Thank you. Just so you all know, I'm really hard of hearing and I struggle sometimes, but I don't have any trouble asking you to repeat. So, anybody else care to check in at this time? Please call now.
Kilo Alpha 0, Lima Charlie Mike, KA0LCM. This is Lance in Loveland.
Recognizes KA0LCM. Thank you for checking in. I'm going to take a break here and find out if there's anyone else on Echolink that would like to check in. Any Echolink stations, please call Net Control now. Hearing nothing from Echo Link, is there anyone else on either repeater that would like to check in? Please call now before we start moving on with traffic. All right, hearing no other stations. K0MLG, Marty, you have traffic. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening to the net. Let me turn this HD down so I'm not having an echo. I've got several things, and a lot of it's a lot of fun today. I have pretty much wasted the whole day talking to the UK, Europe, and Japan. I'm waiting for Indonesia and Australia to come in. It's just such been a fun day. If you look at prediction charts and it says, it's not going to happen today, don't believe it. Today was one of those days, and I'm going to give you all a URL to go to. Stand by. VOACAP, Victor Oscar Alpha Charlie Alpha Papa.com. And if you go, once you get there, go to point-to-point predictions. And so once you get to the VOACAP page, scroll down just a touch, and you're going to see some images. The top left image that you see is a point-to-point. Click on that, and then you take your cursor and move it to the red, well, it's a pin drop really, and put it to where your location is, your grid square, and then go to where you want to talk to. Like tonight, I'm waiting to talk to Nagi in Japan. I've talked to him for years. I've talked to him out of my semi back in the day. But it'll tell you the prediction. If you look at that prediction wheel, and then once you do that, look at the prediction wheel, right? So click on the prediction wheel. And I know this is going really fast, but today it says, well, it's kind of marginal, but no, it's not. It's just been rocking and rolling. So the prediction charts that you see online are somewhat believable, and not all the time. Today's been one of those days where 10 meters was very quiet all day. The whole band, there was no noise floor, zero, and you could have a frequency tuned in, doing paperwork, whatever, and the next thing you know, there's an S9 signal just blasting in. And even the people in the UK and England, I haven't talked to Nagi yet tonight. I'm fixing to once I get off the net, but they're even impressed with the band today. So does anybody have any questions on VOACAP tonight? All right, well, hope you all took good notes because it's a great online tool to use. Next thing is the marathon. Colorado Marathon is coming up May 7th. May 7th, and I'm going to be needing some volunteers for that, for aid stations, sag wagons, EMS, somebody to follow the EMS ambulance from Upper Poudre Canyon down towards the lower end of the canyon where they can finally get communications, because the millions of dollars that they spent, they can't communicate. Guess who can? Ham radio. So, and this year we're going to try to incorporate HF, and that is another topic. Stand by. So anyway, the marathon is May 7th. That's a Colorado Marathon. If you want to help with that in any capacity, especially HF, NVIS, reach me, and I'll give you my contact information right after this. Also having an NVIS field day on my small farm near Wellington on March 25th. March 25th, NVIS, it starts at 0500. You don't have to be here at 0500. I'm going to send an email out to already some people that are on the list. But we're going to go on probably for a few hours. I'm thinking towards noonish. If I have enough people interested, I will do a French-style brisket. And if you want to know what that is, ask Bart, or I don't know if BNC checked in tonight, but ask Bart. He'll tell you what that's all about. I'm happy to provide a little bit of protein to the group to try to educate everybody in the what I think is importance of INVIS, which a lot of people in Colorado are lacking the knowledge because we rely on mountaintop repeaters. So I'm hosting an INVIS show and tell day, knowledge day. Whether you need the knowledge or have knowledge to share, I would appreciate anybody to show up. And I think that about does it. So if you're interested in INVIS, NVIS, Near Vertical Incident Skywave, which it's pretty funny today. The people in England especially are just blown away that in my case, I have an 84-foot wire 10 to 12 feet off the ground. And they're used to hearing big stations with, several $100 beam antennas pointed their way, and they say, you're really knocking on a wire with 100 watts? And I said, yeah. Well, you're overriding the stations with 1,000 watts or, full legal limit, which is 1,500 with a 5-element beam out of Florida. I said, well, it's propagation, but it's Mother Nature. So if anybody's hesitant on getting into HF because you think you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's just not necessary to do that, and we're willing to educate you and help you get you on the air with really very little outlay of money. So that's another thing. My contact, Break, you can reach me at Kilo Charlie 0, Quebec Oscar Kilo, KC0QOK at Gmail. That's my old call sign, which several people will never forget and always refer to that as me. This is K0MLG. Are there any questions for me tonight? Back to you, Bart. Thanks for taking the net. Kilo 0, Mike Lima Golf.
Very good, Marty. And I will briefly add that having played with the INVIS stuff, it's a lot of fun. And we get amazingly good signals, or we have in the past. And, propagation is what it is. When you're going straight up and straight down and not looking for long distance, the amount of signal you have is usually quite a bit more than you need, which means you can cheap out on the antennas. I'm a cheapskate. I cheap out on the antennas. I use electric fence wire. It's $8 for 250 feet. You can make a lot of antennas out of that. Anyway, Marty, I know my initial response on the 25th was a no, but I thought it was the 24th, and that's the day that I have a conflict. So the 25th, I might be able to be there. All right, very good. Thank you for all of that. And just because we get done with the TechNet, let me take a short pause here. I think TechNet is pretty much 24/7. There's very few times when you could get on this repeater and not find somebody that can either answer your question or tell you who can. So just because we get done with the TechNet, don't be afraid to ask questions anytime. Let's see, going down the list here, KB0YDN. Eric, you had some traffic for the net this evening. Go ahead, sir.
I did indeed. I have a Collins R392. For those who haven't seen it, it's basically a green painted aluminum cube, about 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, that was designed to be mounted in a Jeep as a receiver and is powered by 28 volt supply. What I'm looking for is an experienced Collins restorer who can go through it and recap. All the time I've had it, up until the last time I powered it down a couple of years ago, it behaved fine, but it started misbehaving a little bit, and I think it's time to get done. It's living on 60-year-old capacitors at this point. So, is there anybody you know who's had experience with R390s, R392s, and the like.
N0EMP.
Go ahead, Greg.
Go direct with N0EMP.
Roger, go ahead.
So I'll have to dig to find his name, but I bought an R390 a few years ago from someone who's now, I think he has his doctorate, but he works at Digital Globe in Longmont, or whatever they call themselves now if they've changed names. But he did R390 repair in the military back in the day, and still owned two of them and got tired of tripping over both of them, so he sold me one. And I'll have to dig for his name, but I think I'll be able to find that. Is your email on QRZ?
Yes, sir. You can find me there.
And can you give me your call sign again?
Call is Kilo Bravo 0 Yankee Delta November.
Got it. I'll start digging and see what I can find. N0EMP.
KB0YDN, back to Matt.
All right. Marty and Eric were the only traffic I had annotated. Did anyone tell me they had traffic and I missed it? Please call net control now.
I haven't had.
If I missed your call, station, go ahead.
K0MLG. I have an ad.
Marty?
Okay, so along with the INVIS testing at my house, small farm out here outside of Wellington, I have a very good need for people familiar with NVIS that have the equipment and knowledge and ability to go set up at two different locations. One would be at Washington Park in Fort Collins, and one is near Ted's place at 287 and Highway 14. I have some people interested in the testing here at my place, but I desperately need some experienced operators, which, like I said before, it's kind of a novelty here in this area. It's like they've never heard of it before. But those that have, I'm not going to mention any names, but they are listening. I would really appreciate some help to get this done. I've just struggled for 20-something years, 20-plus, with VHF and UHF, and it doesn't work. It just does not work in the canyons with portable repeaters and crossband, and we've tried everything. Starlink, it just doesn't work. HF is a thing, and it's not going to be 100%. I know that, but definitely could use some help. So if that's in your realm of operations and expertise, please get a hold of me. Kilo 0 Mike Lima Golf, and my email is good on QRZ.net.
Well, Marty, to clarify, your Washington Park in Fort Collins and your Ted's place at 287 and 14, that is on March 25th, correct? March 25?
Yes, March 25th. March 25th is the test date. May 7th is the race date, which I intend to use INVIS operations, and that's only going to be until about 0930 to 1000 hours in the morning. Roger?
Roger, copy. Have you spoken to the people at Ted's place about a place where we could put up antennas? I'm planning on volunteering on both counts, but just wondered if you'd talk to them about that, or if you know who to talk to about that, because if we're putting stakes in the ground and putting up light poles with wires on them and vehicles going to be sitting there, we should at least like them to know why.
Well, I'm waiting to get confirmation of the people that will help, and hopefully we can use the property where the Equinox Marathon ends, just west of Ted's place, about a mile. That confirmation has yet to be determined. I don't think it's going to be. So there is the side of the road, which is a fairly level bar ditch. It's not a ditch. It's off to the side of the road. and we could set up there, not a problem. I'm hoping to get access to the property where the actual finish line is located, but that's yet to be determined, so I'm kind of winging it at the moment. If I can get somebody that's willing to do it, I will work with them and find a location we can set up.
Roger, roger. This is N0NYY, Bart, net control for this evening's NCARC TechNet. Marty will be in touch more offline, see what we can do. I haven't played on 60 or 80 yet, but if I have the space, I certainly would. Where I set up in the Thompson Canyon there, I did not have space for anything bigger than the 40. But, well, okay, not space, but, you know, it would have been a challenge to set up anything longer than what I had. We'll talk more later. You can count on me to help out wherever I can. Let's see, do we have any other, first of all, do we have any questions for Eric or Marty on the subjects that they have brought up?
KF0LBS. Hey,
does anyone else
Marty,
have any
I
questions?
didn't catch your other call
subjects
sign
of
for the
discussion that you
email
would
address.
like to bring up at this
If you could do that again, that'd be great. Thank you.
I doubled with somebody. Go again, please.
KF0LDS, Lima Delta Sierra. I didn't get Marty's call sign for the email address. If you could do that again, that would be great.
Certainly. The email is Kilo. Let me make sure I have this. The email is Kilo Charlie 0 Quebec Oscar Kilo. Really, I do speak English. At gmail.com. Copy?
Got it. Thank you so much.
Your own fault, Marty, for changing your call. And I haven't teased you about that in a long time. Do we have any other subjects, questions, comments for this evening's TechNet? Please call now.
This is WA0BFD, Loveland, Colorado. Jerry, no comment. Just want to let check in.
That was really quick for me, Jerry. Is that Whiskey Alpha Zero Bravo Foxtrot Delta?
QSL, correct.
Roger, roger. Old eyes, old hands, and old ears. Any other comments, questions, subjects for discussion this evening? Please call now.
Well, I kind of do like Go Best. Kilo 0, Mike Lima Golf.
Roger, roger. And whoever doubled with Marty, go again, please.
Yeah, 0MP with a comment.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, 0500 local time for NVIS. You will need to be on 80 meters, guaranteed.
Are you on the email list, Greg? I'm pretty sure I have you on that.
I've gotten some emails from you a while back, nothing recent.
Weird. I know well, let me check this, but yeah, I did address the situation that 80 meters would be the start, and hopefully 60 meters would be the end to where we didn't have to go to 40. I will double check my email, but I'm pretty sure, well, I'll double check it. K0MLG.
All right. Pardon me. Do we have any other late check-ins for the net this evening? Please call net control now. Do we have any other subjects of discussion or questions or comments for the net? Please call net control now. I smell lasagna in the other room. Alrighty, hearing nothing. This is N0NYY, Bart and Evans, net control for this evening's Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club TechNet. I have 23 check-ins this evening. Thank you all for checking in. The more the merrier. I show about 40 minutes on the net this evening, and would like to thank everyone for checking in. I would like to thank NCARC for the use of the repeater. Good information, and
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. For more information, visit our website, ncarc.net. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.